Every week, Big Screen News highlights the main events of the cinema world. Don't miss the most interesting news of the local and foreign film industry, big premieres, as well as interviews with the stars. In today's program, director Zhenizkhan Mamyshev starts shooting a film with a working title Having Many Children. Popular Instagrammer Nulan Batyrov will present The Diaries of Madwoman this fall. Kabar TV channel prepares for another premiere. Road Ship on the Roadside shooting has finished in Almaty. Kazakh filmmaker Zhenizkhan Mamyshev has recently launched his own film company, which starts the shooting of a new film. Director will present a full-length comedy. The upcoming movie has received the working title Having Many Children. According to Mamyshev, there is no final version of the name yet. The film shows a story of a young guy from an influential family who takes a job at the retirement home by a twist of fate. The viewers will see the transformation of the protagonist and the story of each of the home residents. The film also has a love line. The scriptwriter is Alisher Utev, who is known for his works in Vacations in Thailand, Kazakh Business in America, Brother or Marriage, and Sissy Time. According to the director, he likes to cast unknown actors, but the local stars can be a good asset as well. Zhenizkhan is sure that the society issues need to be shown in the comedy genre so they can reach the hearts of the audience. We started making this film over 2 years ago before the Kazakh Business in America. Me and Alisher Utev planned to write a new script and shoot a new film. We had this scenario and it was in my heart. I would like to make it and let go. The film's working title is Having Many Children, but we will change the name because the film is not about that. The end of the film has one scene which leads to that name, but we decided to change it. When it comes to the box office, the most important thing for me is to earn what I invest in this film. The most important thing is idea. I want to deliver the message that it is possible to shoot such a movie in Kazakhstan. On the one hand, it is a social problem film. Therefore, we want to show our problem through a comedy. It is impossible to show it through drama or tragedy, because our life is everyday drama. This year, Zhenizkhan Mamyshev got married and moved to the United States, but he is not planning to stop his work in Kazakhstan.
Возьми меня с собой.
Ты и так со мной.
Народ хочет, чтобы та, которую они считают ведьмой и соблазнительницей князя, умерла.
Russian actor and director Sergei Puskapalys shared his impressions of working with Kazakh actors in the historical series Golden Horde and talked about the profession in general. The Golden Horde tells the story of Tatar-Mongol invasion of Rus. The television drama featured famous Kazakh actors Sanjay Madi, Dina Tazbulatova, Aruzhan Jalibekova and Altinay Nogebek. Great guys. It's pleasure working with them. They are incredibly charming and open. After communicating with them, I want to be friends with the whole Kazakhstan.
Приезжают, и сразу хочется со всеми казахстанцами дружить, иметь хорошие отношения, потому что они удивительные ребята, просто.
Sergei Puskapalys is an honored artist of Russia and winner of Silver Bear, Nika and Kinotaur awards. Talking about the acting, I'm not really into it, because those movies are directed by my friends' directors. And if they ask me to act, then I agree. But when it comes to a career, I don't see my life in acting. It's not for me. They ask me and I help. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I don't lay at night and dream of some role. Also, Pooh talked about the issues in cinematography. According to him, today the creation of the Cinema Foundation is the only way to fully control the distribution of budget funds allocated to film production. The real cinema is inspirational. It is honest. Well, anyway, it has the elements of the mythology. If I'm telling you a story about a good person, then I hide some sides. But still my story is dashing, right? You're not running away after a few minutes. You're not getting bored if I want to tell you this story. Some of our clients are also aimed at this. But sometimes due to the producer's distrust, because these films are still producer films and there are still bureaucratic things sometimes, they affect the film negatively and it becomes more protocol, I would say. And we are dealing with subtle matters.
Картина становится чуть картоннее чуть-чуть, понимаете, картоннее, так протокольнее, я бы так сказал. А это мы же имеем дело с таким очень тонкими материями.
Today, our country has 35 film production companies that release more than 250 films per year, including television and private projects. The state policy aimed at the development of the national film industry is a powerful impetus for Kazakh cinema. Judging by the number of films made in the last 2 years, our cinema industry has a great future.
В прошлом году в казахстанский прокат вышло порядка...
Last year, around 26 Kazakh films were released. Not all of them have the same box office. Not all producers share openly their financial achievements. But what we can already say without the numbers is that Kazakh business and 5 reasons to not fall in love with a Kazakh showed the best results. They were released during the New Year period at the same time with the Hollywood blockbuster Jumanji and showed great results. Producers are satisfied, the distributors are satisfied, and the most importantly, the viewer is satisfied.
С хорошими результатами продюсеры удовлетворены прокатчики и самое главное, конечно же, удовлетворен зритель казахстанский.
In 2017, Kazakh films were released almost every week and sometimes 2 films were shown in the cinemas at the same time. For example, in the end of the year, 2 films, 5 Reasons Not to Fall in Love with a Kazakh and Kazakh Business in America competed for the audience. This year was no exception.
Моя картина «Той любой ценой».
My film «Той at any cost» was released in March, and at that time 6 more Kazakh films were released. For example, 10 years ago, there were 5 to 6 films a year in Kazakhstan, and 4 of them were made by Kazakh Film. And now it is 6 in 1 month. Last year, 55 films were released in the country.
Будет 55 картин казахстанских.
Казахстанское кино его можно разделить как на государственные.
Now the Kazakh films can be divided into state and private. Not all films shown in the cinema theaters were made by the private companies. Now private companies are making a lot of cash, more than state ones. There are lots of films. When we were releasing Toy at Any Cost in March, someone told me that about 50 films are going to be released.
Сказал, что около 50 картин сейчас готовится к прокату.
Recently, local cinematographers were making mostly comedies trying to make the audience laugh. The scenario of comedies is often based on weddings, customs and mentality.
Каждый режиссер, каждый художник.
Every director, every creator wants to grow. It's normal to develop. It's nature. No one wants to be limited to work in a certain genre. Kazakh filmmakers are no exception. Nurtas Adambay was filming comedies and he did Taraz. And it turned out great. And in general, according to our research, the viewer is ready for not only comedies like Kalinka Sabinka. This year we have released a film called Undividable by debutant Oljas Akhmetov. Awesome work in my opinion. It had the strongest cast. Best Kazakhstan male actors gathered in one film and in a work of the debutant. This has not happened before.
Очень много, конечно, таких не очень качественных. Но люди, дебют, я думаю, это как бы...
Lots of films are made by private companies, and I think it's time to move from quantity to quality, because the market is specific. There are a lot of foreign movies. The viewer has a choice, so it's time to make a better quality for both state and private companies. The viewer would go watch quality films, but I want to say that the viewers already go to Kazakh films. This is the most important indicator that there are a lot of movies in this market. And in our market, local producers already compete with each other.
Самое главное, вот это показатель, то, что вот на этом рынке очень много картин, которые уже сами себе, уже местные производители уже составляют друг другу конкуренцию.
The viewers will be having mad fall since the diaries of the mad woman will be released during that time.
Ой, все. Ой, все.
Отлично.
Что вы делаете?
Футболочки печатаем. Присоединяйся. Давай, поехали.
Ой, все.
Ой, не все. Вот так. Во! Лучшая работа.
Famous actor, viner, blogger and producer Nurlan Batyrov will present the film called Diaries of Mad Woman this October. Right now, Nurlan Batyrov earns several millions a month. But 5 years ago, nobody knew about the existence of costume designer from Tashkent. The blogger became very popular because of Mad Woman, a character that he created by an accident.
Распишись. На 8 марта ты получаешь кредит.
А зачем вы на мое имя кредит взяли?
Как зачем? Я же тебе помочь хочу. Ты хочешь похудеть?
Да.
Очень хочешь похудеть?
Да.
Вот люди, у которых есть кредит, все худые. Вот помнится, у меня был знакомый, который взял кредит, и через месяц он сбросил 5 килограмм.
Ничего себе.
А еще через месяц сбросил 20 килограмм. А еще через месяц 40 килограмм сбросил.
Потом?
А потом он исчез.
Ничего себе.
The comedy is the second film of Mad Woman. Earlier, Nurlan Batyrov wrote the script of the Kazakh psychological thriller Exertion. He spent several years creating his first film. The lead actor said that it's only the beginning and added that he's making first steps in the musical production. We have finished the shooting of The Diary of the Mad Woman, which will be presented in October. Here at Eurasia, we presented a draft trailer. Then I started music production. Maybe we'll start shooting of the second movie by August. I do not know. We'll see. I cannot say anything to you now. Nurlan said that the film turned out to be bright and fun. Therefore, it will certainly find its audience. And he also urged to watch movies made in Kazakhstan. Watch good quality movies, not the so-called popcorn movies. Read more useful information rather than any informative noise that nobody really needs. The filming of the Rose Ship on the Roadside series has finished in Almaty.
Oldu.
The series tells a story about Aysulu, a young girl from an influential and wealthy family who faced unexpected and cruel circumstances. After her parents died, she inherited a large fortune, which attracted the attention of Arsène. The guy tried to win Aysulu's heart and even proposed. The girl did not even suspect that her beloved man and future husband was involved in the death of her father and mother. She finds out on the day of their wedding. Tragic events and betrayal of her fiancé lead to her change and adaptation to a new reality. The director of the series is Torabek Beysebayev. These stories happen in real life. Unfortunately, today there are situations when a man is looking for a rich and wealthy wife, pursuing his own selfish goals. For him, the main thing is money, not love. Therefore, we decided to show that to our society. The film consists of 12 series. Each lasts 45 minutes, and the genre is drama, melodrama.
Genre drama, melodrama.
The popular singer and actress Akbota Noor Seitmagambet, who became famous after Glamour for Fools film, played the role of Aysulu. The youngest actor on the film set was a toddler who's only 5 months old. The series also features actors Bakirjan Alpiyisov and Dauren Aydakulov. In the series Jalgis Jalkazin, Rose on the Roadside, I play the role of Aysulu. For the first time, I've played in a melodrama. The plot is very interesting and fascinating. The fate of a girl named Aysulu is very complicated. Unexpectedly, she loses her parents. Her love betrays her. She faces a lot of other challenges. She decides to run away from everyone to the village, but even there nobody waits for her. She faces contempt, slander, and she has to survive. Indeed, the life of the heroine is full of difficulties. And these are not fictional stories. They happen to people. I try to play like I went through those situations. The famous Kazakh actor Bakirjan Alpiyisov plays one of the main roles in the series.
Ең бастысы менің айтайын дегенім, біздің киногерлер отандық сериалдарды шығара алатынымызды дәлелдеп жатқанын.
Most importantly, I'm happy that our filmmakers began to film TV series. We cannot say the quality is bad or good. Yes, maybe the quality needs to be improved. This is a matter of time. The fact that we have started this is already good. And our viewers will be able to choose watching a foreign TV series or local ones. As a representative of the older generation, I can say only one thing. You see, there are a lot of young actors in the film. So I tried to share my experience in theater and cinema with them. I have something to share, something to tell them. And if with our efforts they learn something, this is a big school for them.
Айтатыным бар, көрсететінім бар. Солар буын жалғастығын үзіп алмай ары қарай алып кете бергеннің өзі, бұл сериал үлкен мектеп болып саналады.
The viewers will find out how this dramatic story ends this fall on Kabar TV channel. Modern story about traditional family values. Strong family which has everything to be happy. But Bota, the main character of the film, imperceptibly loses her husband while she was carried away with her job. Kairat, Bota's husband, started seeing a pretty woman, Camilla, who agrees to be a Tokal, the second wife.
Знаешь, у твоих дочерей тоже появятся дети, и не дай бог им оказаться на моем месте.
Папа меня разлюбил.
Watch Tokal on Yelana TV channel today at 10:10 p.m.